Thank you for joining me. On today's episode of Bible Blueprint of the New Testament, we are looking at the book of Second Peter. Now, Second Peter is 22nd in order in the New Testament. There are 3 chapters in the book of Second Peter, and the type of book it is epistle in general. An overview on the book of Second Peter. This epistle was written by Peter again to the Jews and Gentile saints. He wanted to discourage people from listening to false prophets and teachers, but also encourage them to amid persecution. Times had grown perilous for Christians, and men among Nero's persecution and threats of death. Peter spoke of the time of the Lord's return, his glory and power, and the judgment yet to come. Now, Second Peter was written in 67 AD. Time period covered as all eras in the age of grace, and the author is the Apostle Peter. Now, there are 3 sections to the book of Second Peter. Section 1, trace to grow as Christians. We see this in chapter 1. Peter speaks of the importance of virtue and obtaining a divine nature through faith, goodness, knowledge, self-control, perseverance, godliness, mutual affection, and love. He speaks of his impending death. Section 2, false prophets and teachers. We see this in chapter 2. Peter describes the mind, attitude, and actions of false prophets and teachers. He famously describes fallen angels and describes the misery of those who fight against the saints of God. Section 3, the day of the Lord. We see this in chapter 3. In response to the people who would deny the second coming of Christ, Peter provides a description of events surrounding the day of the Lord. He states that with the Lord, a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years are like a day, invoking faith and hope for the future. All right, that brings us to the end of our overview on the book of Second Peter. That's all for now. God bless.